Here is Congresswoman Betty McCollum representing Minnesota's 4th District and us here in Maplewood. And I wanted to ask Betty, what are some of the interesting things that have happened recently in Congress and that are coming up, and particularly that would be of interest to Maplewood residents?
Well, we're really excited about the Union Depot becoming a major transit hub and possibly bringing high-speed rail into Union Depot. It's going to be happening pretty soon with Amtrak coming in, and all the jobs that have been created on Central Corridor. It's the largest jobs project ever in the state of Minnesota, so we know we have a lot of tradespeople, a lot of people who are going to be working on that project. And what that's going to do, it's going to attract and retain some of our major business opportunities here for more jobs. So I'm focused on jobs this summer, and we're very excited that the Recovery Act has some jobs that are kicking in, like Central Corridor and the highway projects everybody's seeing and that. So we're focused on putting people in this community back to work, and that's going to be my goal for this summer, to make sure that those projects are implemented, and then to go back to Congress after the recess, where I work here in August, and make sure that we just are focused on jobs, and getting this economy moving.
That's super. And I know here in Maplewood we've gotten some ARRA funding for a number of things, such as the roads up on County Road D and White Bear Avenue, which is part of a major project coming over the next several years. In reading the business news and economic news, I've increasingly heard pundits talking about worries about a double-dip recession, and there also seems to be a lot of talk about people being worried about deficit and reducing the deficit and things like that. From your perspective and what you hear in the Congress, do you think that there's going to be a major cutback in federal spending coming up later in the year because of those deficit concerns? And how do you see the balance between the worry about pulling stimulus away when maybe the economy is just starting to get back on its feet versus the concerns about deficits and our children?
We do need to be concerned about the deficit in the long term, but in the short term we need to get people back to work, and we need the recovery to move forward. So making targeted strategic investments that have long-term positive impact in people's lives is the type of spending and resources Congress should be working with the state to package together to create jobs. It's the infrastructure projects like you were just talking about on County Road D. It is moving into the new manufacturing sector and providing tax credits that stimulate growth rather than the Bush tax credits, which didn't stimulate growth, which just made our economy, and part of the reason, sink down to where it is, because the tax cuts cost money and they weren't balanced. So we're going to be looking at putting together tax credits and a tax portfolio which stimulates jobs, which protects the middle class. And we also, like you said, we need to be very careful with this recovery that we don't take our foot off the accelerator too fast. That's creating the hope and opportunity for people to have jobs to go back to work. So we're going to be very prudent and very fiscally responsible in looking at long-term ending the deficits. One of the ways to do that is to bring our troops home, not only from Iraq but from Afghanistan, where Al-Qaeda is now down to 100, and where we can bring our troops home and focus on putting those dollars into paying off the debt, as well as to stimulating the economy and putting people back to work.